Everything sounds better with a French.
Good morning.
Like,
Hello.
Higgins. Okay,
Speaking Welsh. God.
Speaking Welsh. That was his French accent.
that was my lame French accent.
Welsh. He's Welsh. Hello, everyone. We've got to start these lives better. You can't just turn it on and then we're not ready for anything.
It's just like, oh, we're going to go live, and then we'll just click it on.
Yeah, you've got to prepare it. You've got to.
It comes up. It tells you when we're live. So surely that would mean that Seb would
hello.
take a nick out of our special guest and be a bit serious.
Stuart, lad.
All right, Seb, lad.
Right, lad. Stuart, lad. Right, Lenny.
Oh dear.
Hello, we're live. Thanks, Jax, for warning us.
I literally said we are going live.
And you clicked at the same second you said that. You just clicked.
Yeah. So when
we're not ready. We're not ready. I haven't got my coffee. I haven't got my tea.
It's 2 minutes before already, and you're still not ready.
I haven't got my snack.
We messaged you half an hour before this started.
You not got anything to eat with, you said?
Mate, he's a nightmare. Don't even try.
It's not even worth it anymore.
Saucisson that's finished already.
Oh dear.
My late night snack last night after the nutrition webinar.
So you had a nutrition webinar.
Oh,
last
mate.
night, yeah.
Oh, good old Charlotte up in the top corner.
Oh, Charlotte,
brilliant.
Right, Charlotte.
We had an
we had
hour
this
and a half
webinar
long seminar with
a lady called Sarah. She's very good. She was called Sarah. And she was talking, and we all had our cameras off and microphones off. And then she said, right, if you all want to introduce yourselves and take your camera off, the microphones off, and ask a question. And it was literally about 2 full minutes before someone actually said something. She was like waiting for someone to.
I took that bullet. I was like, oh,
yeah.
I'll do it.
And I was like, I was sitting on the settee. I didn't have my earphones or anything on, so I couldn't really do anything. And then thank you, Fred, for showing yourself and asking a question. He pretended that he was snacking too much at home. So asked a question around that.
I thought a good one for everyone. Everyone's probably snacking a lot at the moment.
Yeah. But anyway, after spending about an hour and a quarter with her on this webinar, and she was talking, we were talking back, whatever, Jack says goodnight and got her name wrong. It says Charlotte. Good night, Charlotte.
He'd been talking to her the most as well. It was great.
I know.
And he was like, oh, I'm the vegan. It's like, oh, yeah, I knew there was a vegan one. Like, your diet must be really balanced because you're looking into it and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah. And then it's like, bye, Charlotte. And we're all like, what?
Yeah, and he was acting like the good guy. Yeah, I'm vegan, so I care about what I eat. He's never cared a second about what he eats for 30 years of his life. Yeah. And now, for 2 months...
I'm not even 30!
For 2 months, he's been focusing on, I don't know what he's following this trend because he's watched Game Changers on Netflix, and then that's, So this, I'll explain...
That's what it is, man.
Look behind me. There's someone.
Oh, hey, the bar.
Is that Sarah?
I'll tell you how this happened. No, that's Charlotte.
I can't see, mate.
This how this happened is Sarah, Jack and Jade became fans of Formula One last year thanks to Drive to Survive on Netflix. So they also became a fan of Lewis Hamilton. So they've kind of followed Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is a vegan. So then they watched Game Changers because Lewis Hamilton figures in it. And then they became vegans because of that. What did she say?
I'm sorry that we don't live off cured ham and baguette, Seb. I'm really sorry.
Mate, it's feta cheese as well.
Mate,
you used to love it.
Don't even bring up feta cheese.
I've got cured ham next to my computer as well.
He's literally got jambon next to the computer.
And I've got homemade tapenade as well, which is olive paste, green olive.
So, Stuart,
I am prepared, actually. Okay. I do have my snacks.
I've got a cocoa.
Vegan?
Yeah, my vegan cocoa. I've got vegan cocoa.
Oh, dear.
Look at the size of me. I don't think there's any chance I'm on a vegan diet.
Oh, sure, mate. Right, so.
Right, should we actually start
welcome. Yeah. Today we'd like to welcome Stuart.
So let's just Yeah, welcome. Let's just comment on this French
Just
person
quickly.
saying, Sebastian, your
There we go.
English isn't not perfect.
Oh, here we go.
Hypocrite. Goodbye. Finish yourself in one sentence. Isn't not perfect. Yeah, whatever, mate. See ya. All right, welcome, Stuart. Welcome to this live. Thank you for joining us. We're going to watch a game.
Just quick questions before the game, Stuart. Obviously, the nominee for the Golden Boot.
Hey, Bamboleo!
Nice one, man.
I don't know. I think he's
Sebastian, you're
speaking
better
Arabic
with a
again.
trumpet. A trumpet.
Oh, don't pull out your trumpet. Jesus. Oh, here we
Got it
go.
here.
I'm hoping that's not a euphemism.
No, mate, it's not. That's the problem.
Olé!
I think the goal of this show is going to be to turn Seb into a meme.
Yeah, man. There's a big congrats on that one. Didn't really get to talk to you too much that night, but
Oh,
I didn't hear
Proud
it
of you,
because I had
man.
the earphones on. Sorry, go on. Sorry,
thank you very much. It was a great night actually. I was really impressed. It was good being up there, obviously with like Jack and everybody else, Nathan and that, and James, and Kay as well from Scotland. Obviously, I know that Australian guys and France had nominees as well, but obviously they couldn't be there. So I'm sure Seb was there, and just a token thing for the
yeah, we weren't sure where he was there either.
No.
But yeah.
But it was a really nice evening. Really great. I mean, I don't know how long that took to put together, but it was fantastic, and I look forward to seeing more of those type of award nights happening.
Yeah, I think you're going to make it annual.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
this year's going to be a bit fun, but
Yeah, could be an interesting one.
Yeah, we'll get awards for who does the best streams.
With the roller.
Yeah, who did the best quarantine videos and stuff like that? Yeah.
oh,
So it's
dear.
still Jack that would be the winner. I understand
always
why
thought
it
we were
gains
friends,
all the
Seb, but
time
you
in
actually
the
hate
UK.
me, don't you?
Oh, I think he means rains. I understand why it rains all the time in the UK. I live in France though, so it can't be my fault.
I just can't.
Yeah, you're going to find out that Seb does nothing wrong, Stuart, ever. Never does
Yeah.
anything wrong.
Never.
So-
A lot of blame. Wait
I
a second. I've just clicked on the comments. They've been going crazy. Tim's back. Get it, Tim.
I remember Fred said at the awards because they were showing like highlight videos during the
Grand final.
Yeah,
And all you could hear is Bashara.
yeah. I think it was in Australia, wasn't it? It was a year ago, and the assist from Bashara, and he would just go hooray every single time. Like, yes, that's me. My name being mentioned every time.
No, I'll explain why this happened. It was actually the grand final, Leeds against Halifax. I was playing for Halifax, and after this game, so this game happened after my full summer of just relaxing, not playing. I was slightly chubby, not in shape, hadn't really pushed my chair at all summer, and I did this game. And Wayne Boardman told me that I had the worst game ever. Like, I was awful. I was shit. I think Jack told me the same thing. So I felt the same way about it. And then when I watched it back, and at every single try, I was there. I was the one with the assist or whatever. I was always there. And so watching it back, and all you could hear the guy saying was, and Bashara passes the ball, whatever. It was all thanks to me, obviously. I was just happy to see that I wasn't actually that bad during that game. I was actually there for a reason, kind of thing.
You weren't that bad. You were just fat.
Yeah, I was a bit fat.
Wow.
And bald. I just shaved my head as well, a bit like you. But, still got hair to grow. Yeah. Anyway, it was a good evening.
You come over to play for a team, and they just like completely just slag you off and like put you down.
Exactly. I hate them. I mean, Wayne Boardman, what a shithead.
Oh,
We don't have to worry about swearing clearly here, by the way. So,
well, there's no point trying to even.
There's no point in trying to
place
censor
him.
Seb.
that's cool then. So let's just get fucking to it.
Sorry, the kids watching. Careful on words.
Oh, now you're bothered.
I really hope they're not.
Oh God.
Hi, Keith.
Sorry.
Keith.
So today's game.
Not
Yeah,
fat, just
today's
under
game.
tall.
Today's
Right.
game. What?
I'm gonna get some
What Phil said.
nice comments here.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, well,
Right.
just
here's
shows.
up. Did we vote on the pool game in the end?
Yeah, I think we're
Or-
going to go with the pool game, Wales versus England.
I thought we were here to watch
If
rugby.
I remember, it was actually a really good game.
It was.
I remember it was really close and exciting to watch. So
Yeah, nearly got the Red Bull in.
What you?
I'm still about this pool joke. Sorry, go on.
right, let's just get to the video, shall we?
They're not even in jokes, Stuart. You don't understand. They're just Seb jokes.
If they just think that he
Go on,
played-
put a pool game on now, just for fun, just for the joke. Put a pool game on.
a board game.
Pool.
Board game.
So I think it's just skipped off the kickoff, but
Yeah.
Wales are.
We're going to stop and going down the line here. That's me.
Oh, shame he didn't give it then.
Right. So let's have a look. Who are we looking at? You got James Simpson.
James Simpson, Martin Lane, Joe Coyd,
I didn't see the other two were.
probably Tom Halliwell.
And for
My
Wales,
wife, my love of life, I love you.
And who's the last one? Tom Halliwell and
Jody.
Scraps. Jody.
Jody.
Sorry. Ooh.
and then
Thought it was
Stuart,
Scrap.
if you'd like to go through your team, buddy.
So on our team there, we got Andrew Rees-Higgins. We got Alan.
It's number 5, right?
What's that?
Andrew's number 5.
Yeah, number 5, Andrew. We got me at number 7. Alan, Karen, number 3, I think there.
Yeah.
My twinny Mark, who's just rolling off there. I can't see his number. And I think
Right.
I think Gary Priest is the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've just realised, Mark and you're related.
No, mate. I thought they were at the
No.
beginning.
Everyone,
Yeah,
yeah. I remember me and Jack doing like a chat session, wasn't it, after one of our games at North Wales Crusaders, and you said, first question I've got to ask you is, are you and Mark related? I was like, no, we're not related. We do look
It was
alike.
the burning question, mate. It was the burning question.
Yeah,
Well, you've got the same, hair.
we got the same hair. I've just got more legs than him.
Oh yeah,
You used to have a
that's
really
the
good
thing. That's the
bond as
family
well.
trait.
So
Yeah,
we're
you
doing
used to-
well, we're
you used to
doing
say
You
decent.
act like
always-
brothers. You're always in competition. You know who's got the most legs, who's got.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at that idiot Mark going that way. There you go. So I like how we're actually reviewing the rugby here and not just like taking the mick out of each other.
Right, so we are supposed to review the rugby, but I've figured if I do review the rugby, I just insult everyone. So I kind of tried to talk about something else.
That's fair.
Where's Mark?
That's
We're
a
gonna see
great
him.
kick.
He's always
That was
there.
a great play, wasn't
Oh,
it?
Stuart, you beat Mark to it that time.
No. So I was using my legs.
I like-
That's what it was.
I like how you lifted your head to the ceiling, thinking, as if you were going to score then, as if.
Oh, great stop. Who is that? Look at those hands.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at there. There's Tim.
So yeah, that
Oh,
that
yeah,
ref.
ref.
I think I hate this ref.
Oh,
Hi
dear.
Tim. Hi Tim.
Yeah.
He's here. He's in the chat.
I know.
Brilliant.
There you go.
That was
today-
Go back. Go back. Let's see this.
Mate, he's going
But-
really slow. That's
moving.
England really bad defense. No. Where's the chair D? Where's the chair D here? What's this? Sorry, mate. This Joe
That
Coyd.
was
I love
great.
you. I love you, Joe Coyd. But what the were you doing?
That was brilliant.
I'd love to say that was really skillful, but I just think that was my wide girth that got me through there.
We use
Oh,
all
Tim,
our tools, mate.
Tim,
We
you
use
did
all our
nothing
tools.
wrong. You did nothing wrong in this game. Literally, you did nothing wrong for the whole World Cup until the finals, and then you just took the piss, mate.
2 arms in the air, says Phil.
This was pre that 2-arm rule rubbish.
What were we looking? Oh,
There you go. Oh, so they missed out all the other, like scores.
yeah, I was about to say this is quite far in then.
No, yeah, it must have. They
You
must have
sure?
This is on the Wales Wheelchair Rugby League page.
Oh, I wouldn't.
I'm sure France has shared it on the FFR Tres page. God, you're so unprepared.
It must have been kicked into this.
This is going to be if this is on the Wales page. This is going to be the highlights of every single time they score.
Oh, what do you reckon? It's not been edited down, surely.
No, the video's
an hour long.
An hour and 6 minutes.
Oh dear, what do they film then?
It was a lot of highlights. There was a lot of highlights.
What was your game plan against England in this game, Stuart?
You're asking me? How many years are we on now? I can barely remember what happened last week, Jack. No, I think we'd actually. I was captain this game. I was vice captain for the tournament, but Mark stepped down for this game going in because we'd had a bit of a problem outside of the group. Well, we're not afraid to say that, but it came together quite well. And I just remember I was getting myself quite psyched up for the game because it was my first time captaining, and it was the first time in the World Cup. And we knew, everybody knew going into this competition that at the end of the day, it was pretty much going to be England, France in the final. And England, we'd always had great battles with them. The idea is literally just to go in there and give everything we possibly could, play smart, not try and double in tackles too much, even though, like I say, now we go and do that there. But it was to play our style of game, and our style of game is to go in hard hitting, loose hands, and also do a bit of kick and chase because we do have some good speed, and we try to utilize that to the best as we can. Some of the things just happened really naturally. It was one of our best experiences. But I think one of the things that the guys will probably be, if they're watching this, will probably say, also the fact is we had been out on the, I had on the ale the night before. So I think they were feeling a bit relaxed, if you like. So, yeah, it was really hard to say what the game plan was back then. But it was just patience, if anything, because I think, if anything, in the past, we've gone and played a style where we've gone frantic when we got the ball instead of just being a bit relaxed and seeing what comes of the defense in front of us.
I mean, you did a great run then, as you were saying that, mate. Looks nice little lift over.
That I got Gary playing bar. I think it's probably because he got knocked it on there.
Who was new to the team for this World Cup?
I think, to be fair, a lot of us were all in some ways because.
So I'm pretty sure, was Gary in the squad playing the international before the World Cup?
Gary Priest. Yeah, he was. But we literally had a year together. With the Celtic, and that was about it. So we'd had the Celtic, and then we went into this.
It's probably a bit better than what a lot of other teams get, to be fair. I mean, we know about Spain and Italy in this tournament. Didn't have much of any training beforehand, but Wales has always been a really good, close-knit group in general, haven't they, over the years? And any changes to the squad they've been well implemented into it through North Wales Crusaders or Hereford and things like that. You guys are always together, always working together domestically and internationally.
Yeah, this is true. And, it's one of, I don't know. I mean, I just think it's one of the things that we do well is that we do integrate ourselves well with other players from, other clubs and that.
Pause the video there, Jack. Carry on.
And I think it's a really it's a really key thing for us, just to blend in really well. And we're very, as soon as anybody gets to training camp, it's just like you've got two things: you're either going to get ripped to death, or you're just going to not want to be a part of it because we just take the mick out of each other. We're very like that. So yeah, it is an interesting one, an interesting group of people as well.
Well, did you say you wanted to see that again, Fred? Or
yeah, just go back here.
This is a beautiful example of getting pulled in.
It was literally dragged like a few over.
Yeah, I think Alan's just retreating to the wrong place there.
Yeah. And then, unfortunately, I think Gary P's there coming over instead of like moving out to the direction of where the ball's going.
Yeah, we talk about this in the other videos where we say defending on the shoulders of people, and if you get caught on the wrong side of them, the slide actually benefits them.
Yeah, it reminds me a bit of wheelchair basketball, really. I used to play wheelchair basketball when I was in New Zealand for a year, and as soon as someone gets the slight edge on you on the shoulder, that's it. They're around you.
Yeah.
When did you go to New Zealand?
2008, I went out there to study for a year.
Oh, nice.
And some guy was on our course, and he just said, he said, "Do you fancy coming and playing wheelchair basketball?" And I was just like, "Yeah, let's go and do it." Because I was over there doing basketball anyway, and I was just like, "Yeah, let's have a go." It was
where were you in the
Christchurch?
Okay, South Island.
Oh, got away with that
one. See, I must, watching this now, and you see how your condiment training definitely is definitely showing what's been happening over the years. So, yeah.
Well, this is where cumin puts the kick in for coriander. You see,
go ahead, cumin.
I've had a bit of stick off some people saying stop giving away all the tips.
Do you know what? Like you could say that, but at the same time, that's going to help the game develop.
You have to. Yeah. You can't, like you said, you can't go there with all the other teams going, well, it's going to be England, France. You need everyone to build up for it to be a better tournament, a better sport.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just
you need doubt.
Yeah.
But my goal is that France aren't in the final for the next World Cup. That's what I want.
I got to
flow.
Look at that. Oh, just got him.
Oh, tag.
Is that Tom now?
Yeah, reaching though. You should have just got in front of you.
See, we can't be doing that anymore. None of that's the end of in tackle. See, there's so many rule changes that have happened since this.
Yeah, man.
It's just going to be so interesting playing at the next World Cup. Like no leaning in, surrendering in the tackle, things like that.
Yes, we were saying there's so many now that have a good grey area to them that it's just gonna make it so hard for refs.
Yeah.
I've already told it. I've said I might as well just quit now because I'm going to be buggered because I can't do my arm up in the air anymore.
Yeah,
you can with the ball in your hand.
No, apparently not.
No, not anymore.
Here.
Not even your.
No.
Really?
This is it.
Not unless you're passing it, apparently.
Yep.
It's like grey area. Yeah, grey area. So, like some people in the fours tournament at the beginning of the season, they caught the ball above the head, and then they were deemed to have the ball above the head. So it's like
so when was this rule changed, and who decided
this
to
season
change
coming in? Well, this non-existent season coming in.
Yeah. Good turn.
They're trialing it really well this year, Seb. They're trying it out this season,
Yeah.
So
the thing is,
everyone who plays the sports just sat at home going.
Yeah, it's so because I got penalised in one when I put a try down, and when I leant down, my other arm came up, and they're like, "Oh, your arm's above your head," and I was like, "But I'm leaning down." I was like, "I don't understand." And it's just one of those where you sort of have to okay.
That's it. I know. I think that was in the Tri Nations, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it happened in Tri Nations against Scotland, didn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's one of those where you sort of just have to okay.
That looked forward to me.
That was
but
a nice try. That. I mean, it might have been forward. I know Seb will just call it out, but
there we go.
No,
Sorry,
it was
Sorry,
the
Tim.
right idea. I
This
think it
is
was the
what
right
we call
idea,
it.
but it did look
call
forward.
the exit. It worked well, but it's Higgins who does the job right there because he stops. It straightens up his chair.
Yeah, that was hugely forward, but
No, it wasn't. Shut up.
What I think did happen though is that he passed it behind his back and it bounced off James Simpson.
Yeah,
And
that was
might be why it wasn't forward.
Thanks, Seb.
That's all right, mate. My aim is to insult the people in white, not the people in red.
Oh, good lad.
Yeah.
So Jack.
No, he's not on right now. Is he on?
No, but he's wearing white.
Do you know what we? I must admit, we're in this game. Obviously, I think it was there 24-10 to us. And,
yeah, man.
Oh, you are on, Jack.
And this is
Just
where
put him on.
Jack, I think you had like an elbow injury or something. You were like sort of.
Who did? I did.
No,
No,
Jack. Jack had
Oh
an
no,
elbow.
I had a popped bursa in my elbow from the first game we played against France, and I had it all the way through the tournament.
Yeah, and I think the tactic. Well, I don't know from England's camp, but when we noticed that you weren't starting, I think it was because obviously it was a case of we're playing Wales. We know we can have a good run out on this, and then we saw. I just remember looking over and seeing the manager going, right, are you okay to get back in? Jack going in.
Yeah, that's right. They said that, so they checked with me. They put me in, and then this happened. So what happens here? If you watch, I get stuck on someone's chair, and my lower back, I jarred my lower back. So then I could barely bend in at the waist, sort of thing. So then I was like, for the rest of it, I'm just all like, it like winded me for a second. And I sort of looked at the physio and I was like, God's sake.
So this was like, yeah, I can go in, coach. Put me in, coach. Come on, coach.
Injured straight away.
See, I mean, last 5 minutes I've been watching this. England's defense is awful. Like, we're not going up as a unit, as we've been saying. We're just waiting for them to come up to us, which is not working.
Wales are another team, though. If you give them room to play, they'll pass it all the way past. They'll pass it around the houses, mate. If you give them room, they'll just keep going. Yeah,
because we are in the Spain game. That was pretty much it was keeping us going through that game. Yeah. Andy, Gary, and me were just literally flicking the ball around between each other in the center and the inside center.
Oh, Gary. Is that a forward pass?
You call it a forward pass.
Forward pass.
That was a harsh. So earlier on, it looked forward. This one
it does
reaches.
It reaches his hand forward and then puts it on his lap. So I'd say that's fine for me.
Go back though. Let's see how they got the overlap.
Martin Norris says if the chair is in the right place defensively, it doesn't matter if arms are raised, which is true if you get the chair position.
This is what we've been saying. You have no control over your chair if your arms are above your head. It's like you have more of an advantage if players are allowed.
If you have one arm up, you do have control over your chair. You can do you can evade.
Yeah, but what we're saying is with two arms, you don't.
Yeah,
All you can do is sort of swing a hip, maybe try and turn your chair that way. But
what's going on?
We missed that. I was trying to look how they got the overlap.
But then if you've got a player like Jack
you want to go
in
back
front
to
of you, and it's really hard to stop.
Yeah, because somehow they got the overlap beforehand. So go back again.
I think Scrap should have held the wing, to be fair.
So it comes off of this one here, where Higgins has dragged everyone to this side of the pitch.
I think it's Joe that's on Scrap's inside.
You're stuck on something out the back. Right, here we go. So
yeah, Joe gets pulled to the wrong man.
Yeah, so Scrap should have gone over one. So miscommunication.
Yeah. Miscommunication, as usual.
What I saw there was like we were doing a cross, but with two going right and one goes in centre.
Yeah, because you cut towards the post.
What you do is when you push left, you actually make Joe think, do I need to go to Stuart?
Yeah. Do I need to slow that fatty down? Yes, I do. Get over it.
Yeah, so when you go left here, Joe's looking at you, and it's too late to get there.
Yeah.
But then he didn't need to go over there because there was already numbers. I mean, there was 3 players on the other side.
Yeah, it's
like there was Jack, Wayne, James. I mean, that's enough.
But
it should be enough.
That fat, you see, they've got to slow me down, man. They're so free and slow us down. I love this.
I don't know why no one's coming to the ball right now.
I was sorting out my strap.
It seems like no one wants to play. Everyone's sitting back and just waiting for others to. Oh,
wow!
That's such a lucky recovery.
Played for that.
Doing that close to the try line.
Out of forward.
Forward pass.
Yeah, Stu.
Oh, I got him.
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah.
You really can't remember this game.
I think we've mentioned this enough on this live stream.
Yeah.
Joe wasn't prepared for this World Cup and was a bit chubby, so that just explains why he was too slow.
We're going to watch that again.
Do you want proof? Here you go. You get stopped.
Oh no, you're going to go back a bit more. You got to go back.
He wants to see that.
Go Wade.
What were you guys wanting to watch? You wanting to actually analyse the game? What were you
just watching how slow Joe was? Actually, we just want to see how slow Joe was.
Taking the piss out of Joe.
Look at him with his hair. He couldn't even see the ball. He was like, he keeps having to.
I kept on the ball too long. Wayne just gets annihilated. I love that.
Just gets wedged.
Love you, Wayne.
Scratch had long hair as well there, compared to now. He's got a clean cut now. He looks like a Peaky Blinder.
Peaky Blinder.
All right. Let's analyze. Good chair, D Joe.
Yeah, try and win his love back now.
Nice haircut, Joe.
It's weird now because now you don't seem to be flowing as much.
Yeah, that's like 3 useless drives.
He's got lucky then. Played for the penalty.
We had a couple of mechanical failures in this game because there was, I don't know if you remember, Stu.
Yeah, the side of the pitches.
There was a metal like bump all the way around the court. You could just see it at the back there. It's like a steel bump. Yeah. And when people were like driving over it, I think it was Halliwell. Halliwell's cast actually snapped in half going over it.
Yeah, it broke loads of caster wheels. Yeah.
Excuses.
Yeah, I do remember the edges though, because I think when I was chasing after Joe in that corner, I do remember almost toppling and thinking,
"Oh, where was the winger?"
What was that?
I was lucky. Watch that back, please.
They all jumped across.
Start off. I'm not having that. So there's Andy on his cruise control coming in from the side.
That was a shame. If you had one more, then you could see you looked for it. You were like, "Oh,
where are they?"
That's the worst thing when you drag in the winger and you're like, "No."
But so for me, it feels like your timing is often.
At the moment, it is.
Yeah.
Fighting. Still going.
that just needed some Benny Hill music, didn't it?
Just needs support then.
Oh, really rather.
Is it in?
Tackle. Is it tackle? I would have given try just because that was bad defending.
Why? Because you're French.
So I do remember at the beginning of this when we had because I think we're still, what is it, 24-10, and I think it was, we're doing really well. Let's just, sort of ease a bit. And I think we did a bit like that because we got very excited that we were taking the lead. And I do remember saying to everybody, like, let's just try and calm it down a bit and keep it close. And I think for like the majority of like the second of the first half, and then obviously the first of the second half, it was close. And then there was a point where, unfortunately, Andy got sin-binned, and then we were down to 4 players, and it was just like, I just remember seeing.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
Jack, Nathan, I think, was on. I can't remember who else, but it was just literally, let's bring in the fastest players, and it was just like, oh bollocks.
Yeah, it's a shame because you've lost what I call the Welsh sort of play of like constant movement, a lot of support for each other. That's one of the great things. That was just mark out of position then for that try.
My man Wayne Boardman, Lord Boardman.
Lord Boardman.
My favourite N-word. Complete joke, mate. I love you, Wayne. Sorry. My boy.
Lucky Ofcom's not here. Is it?
There's got to be something there.
What's the score?
24-14.
Nice.
Yeah, you were up by quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I think. We sort of maybe started relaxing too much instead of actually just putting the pressure on.
Yeah, well, it's like I've never known Wales, especially, to go in with one person on the drive ever, and you did it like 4 tackles in a row.
Do you know what? Funny enough, Fred, you say that. It's like Phil Davis here. He says he was a part of the training camp, and he said, "I love the fact that you literally go up in twos all the time."
Yeah. Support the play. This is what we always say. You have to support each other, even if you don't pass the ball. Like the second person will create gaps.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
But it's just an extra option. It's always an extra option.
Well, that's it. You look at it in the running game, and there's always that supporting player.
Yeah.
They never get it, but they're always there because once they're being tied up, if they can offload it just slightly, they'll take that chance because that's what's open up the game more for them.
It's one of those because you're one of the players as well where although we know you've got a great offload, you can still fight, get through, and score. So it's one of those where you've got that sort of double threat of he's got a really fast offload.
That was a brilliant offload.
Where?
Rewind, Jack. I wanted you to rewind.
I'm on it. I am on it.
But yeah, that's like because you've got that both of those sort of strings to your bow as such.
No, that was terrible.
That was not. I'm glad you wanted to rewind to that. I was trying to glaze over it, but but so you have that threat about you anyway. It's the same with you can pick certain players within wheelchair rugby where if you don't stop them, they will go through and score. But at the same time, they've got the terrifying offload.
Higgins, you are perfectly right, mate.
What do you say?
Nah.
Yeah, big time.
Completely wrong.
Oh, mate, we were proper flapping. I'm not ashamed to say it.
Shit, looking at it, yes, you were.
The
I was
team
nervous.
The team that started went in there with far too much confidence, expecting just to be able to sit back and play what we wanted to, and Wales came out all guns blazing.
Go back!
Yeah. I want to see Jack do that. Go on.
Someone was playing fetch with you then, Jack.
Just as I said, all guns blazing.
Watched it. Oh.
Watch this.
Someone tag him in it. Whoa! See you later, mate.
It wasn't my man.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack,
Excuses,
you know what you say about a meme? That's a gift.
We call that the Stuart Walker special.
The woof. Woof, woof.
I'm not sure why Tim's telling Gary off, but I think there must have been a bit of.
We know.
Fight with Simo. Or Simo starts a fight with him. You can see it here.
Yeah, go on.
We'll
see. What is Gary said something. You went, it's the elbow.
You came in to punch him.
There he is. Gary Priest.
The man, the myth.
Always cracks me up.
I love a push and shove.
Seb thinks there should be more fighting in our game. Stuart, what do you think?
Oh man,
I think it would be
fight in this.
I think it would be interesting. It'd be fun.
I'd like to fight Seb more.
Would you?
Mate, with your muscles, with your vegan muscles, I don't know what you're going to do.
Stretch
vegan power, man. Vegan power.
Vegan power.
Oh, that was a shame.
So your timing's still not.
You're trying to talk too
It's
much.
a shame because every time you catch the ball, you're not going at full speed at all. You're always, except for that time.
So no, you're right. Though you're right. Timing is definitely an issue, and I think
good hands.
Forward.
I think that was good pressure from England as well. They're really jumping off the line now compared to the start of that half, where
it's like, now
you say they're overconfident and they're just half-arsing it up. Now they're actually pushing the chairs. I think
that's the effect of having Wayne Boardman on the pitch shouting at everyone, say, "Come on, you lazy bastard! Push your chair!" That's what Wayne does when he comes on.
What was the penalty for there? I didn't see it.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. We'll have a look.
It'll be good as well when we finish this, just to watch the beginning and then just to compare how you ended the first half to how you
I think we're calling offside on Gary.
Oh, okay.
No, they're calling a hip thrust.
Oh, really?
Got to look at the ref, yeah.
I mean, if it was on Gary, then more than likely, yeah.
Oh!
Hip thrusting it was.
Andy's the expert at hip thrusting. He knows too well. He's a...
Oh, we've got to respect the 50-centimeter rule.
Well, you see, now I would have been tempted to actually play that off the front of Gary's chair if I was because in the finals at the Tri Nations this year, when we were playing England, that we were coming back in the second half, and there was a point where I think it was, oh God, who was it? Lewis. Lewis was marking up to me, and he was literally right on top of my casters. So I just literally played the ball off open. The ref would see it. And he did.
Look at the ref and tap the chair. That one.
And Lewis, I just remember Lewis saying it to me and going, "What the hell? What's happening?"
It's one of the things we've been talking about actually, which is playing the rules, not playing the game. That side of it, where like you say, where you aim for the person you know is offside, that sort of thing. You're not aiming to do a run. You're not aiming to break through. You're aiming to get the penalty. Which is another. It's a more sort of a smarter way to play the game as well.
Well,
I'll do that all the time. If someone's too close at the marker, the trick I find is like with some referees, what they might see it as if you're trying to deliberately cause a penalty. Sometimes they don't call it; they just say play on. But
which is in a way is bad.
And Fred are like this because what I do is I act a little bit. And when we're playing the ball, I make sure not to look where I'm putting it. Make sure that I'm definitely going to hit it, and pretend like I'm startled that something hit the ball. What was that?
Happened? It's brilliant.
More likely to get the call then. And this goes back to what Seb was saying, where I'm the dirtiest player in the sport.
If you want to see Jack's best acting, watch World Cup final the last 5 minutes, where he just keeps looking at the ref.
So, Jack, what you're saying is you're bringing professional football to the rugby league.
Oh yeah, I'm fully against rolling around on the floor and crying like a baby.
But you do it all the time.
No, that's it. It's like say, it's
the French call you the crybaby. Why is that? They said it on the live on the live of the World Cup final. So we call Jack Brown the crybaby, la pleureuse.
La what?
La pleureuse.
We call him Charlotte.
Yeah, we call him Charlotte.
We call him Charlotte.
Again, fighting, no support. Oh, it's so frustrating.
So that's a shame because if you had two players there in support, you could have gone way further.
Well, yeah. I mean, this is definitely
too flat then.
Yeah, we've definitely improved on this. You know.
Oh yeah. Well, there. This is how many years ago?
3. Well, yeah, 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gary P. I love Gary P. and his legendary offloads. He does this all the time. He goes in really hard and then he just leans forward and drops it back every time.
I can't remember if this is the game, but I think he broke his wrist in this one, didn't he?
No, he did it in a league game actually against you.
Oh yes, it was when he was. Yeah, I remember that now. Yep, I'm getting it mixed up.
Again, the pace you went in there, just go flying past. Oh,
to be fair, I think we were setting up for a bit of a drop kick, really. There,
yeah.
But you know,
the charge.
God, he was a nuisance. He was a bloody nuisance. He was because he just
too small.
Yeah, he's fucking wriggles through everything. You're like,
but you could talk. The amount of times I've grabbed a tag from you and it is dripping wet, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, but that's because I'm a sweaty get. He's
you're the slippery one. Let's be honest. It's like so many times you'll pull it, and be like, yes, and you'll just see sweat come flying out your hands and no tag. What the?
Look at this. This is Scraps being a nuisance. He just doesn't even push his chair. He just looks at you and then puts the ball down.
Yeah, exactly.
Go back to that one.
Look, he's going to catch it and not. Just look at them.
Goodbye.
Like, put the ball down.
That's it. Easy tries. That's what you got to be aiming for. If you could take the whole decision out of the ref's hands rather than trying to fight through to score by yourself, it's always got to happen.
Move the cursor, Jack. Move the cursor off the.
Yeah. You missed. He asked like 4 or 5 questions last night in the seminar with his mic muted. I was just like, Jack, unmute your mic. Oh.
And I didn't have my mic muted, but no one could hear me. So they were just looking at my face going.
Look at that. So 26-20 at half time.
So go just so we've watched this now. Go back to the beginning and just see the difference in Wales play. Because
you can definitely tell there's a massive difference.
A huge difference.
Yeah.
Like the depth of the play, like
speed on the ball.
Everyone coming in. I mean, yeah, the fakes from Gary constantly. But...
He got one good fake in on Jack, though. Come on.
Oh, yeah. It was worth it for that.
Mission accomplished.
Worth it if you do one a game. Oh.
That was a shame. They was not ready for that.
I stand by it, right? Gary wasn't my man. I was just like bending his run, all right? I didn't fall for it.
Something you got to know about Jack, he never does anything wrong.
I never do.
Ooh. Well.
Don't know what happened.
Pressure from Wales there. So pushing up
but that's it.
Versus a good knock on them.
You're stopping England from playing their game.
Yeah.
Now, if we could just do that consistently, that'd be great.
Well, that was it. Like it's one of the things we were saying in the France game. When,
I can see you shaking your head there.
Just being unprepared, not having any tags when you're trying to do a fast play of the ball. It's just shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen.
It's one of those.
I was watching the game.
This game when it's played when you're playing at full speed and like constantly at it, there's no way you should be able to play more than 50 minutes. Like physically, you shouldn't be able to do that. No matter how fit you are, if you're playing at your top end, you shouldn't be playing a full game in this sport.
Well, I beg to differ. I've got fantastic cardio. You know what I mean? I can go all day.
I beg to differ as well.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm too old to do a full 80 now.
Joker.
To do it competently, anyway.
How old are you?
That's what I'm saying. Oh, don't, mate. He's like 29, don't you?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. It's like in any sport, you should never. You're not playing hard enough if you can play 480.
Well, I think yeah, no. I think the thing is like obviously if you look at obviously other sports as well, I think you will get people who will be playing hard, but it's not just the physicality, is it? It's the mental side of it as well. So you gotta be able to not conserve energy, but like sort of play the game smarter.
Yeah,
like be a bit more tactile and stuff like that, so you can still play. But I do agree. I mean, like at the point of like I said to, I think it was a couple of our guys. I said we in the like team need to have more rotations because like if you look at the running game, like they are how many interchanges is it? Is it like 10, 12?
The problem with the running game though is that for like a majority of the game, a lot of the team is just sort of hanging back, waiting for the first initial knock on. Because obviously this sport is your not knock on, but the first initial play sort of thing. Because this sport is a 5-on-5 sport, the only other sports you can really relate it to are stuff like ice hockey and basketball and all the sports where your constant 5 are going up and down always. You should at a high level, everyone should always be moving. You shouldn't just be sitting out on a wing waiting.
No, definitely. But what I mean is like in the running game, like if you got like your big guys, your pops and that all running up, always taking up, always trying to gain you the biggest yardage. You'll see that like a lot of those guys will probably on average play about 40, 50, 60 minutes maybe. Because they'll be constantly getting interchanged out so they can go off, get a blow, get some water in. Get themselves going again. Whereas
definitely.
Sometimes we don't have that luxury, but
no,
we should be doing that more. I think in some ways because I think one thing we struggle with is not using our interchanges. I think England used theirs quite well.
In this game they did. In the France game, definitely not.
That's
insane.
It was a big difference in the France game. Yeah, definitely.
But this is what I'm saying. It's like it's a hard balance to have because as we know that you know from club level the skill gaps are huge, they're vast. So trying to swap someone out to get someone a breather and putting someone else in, are you better off playing with that person playing at sort of 50%? And it comes to that trail of things, which it's hard. It's a really hard balance to do. But it's one of those where, especially like we were saying earlier, where the way the sport's progressing, it's just going to get more. It's going to get harder. There's going to be a hell of a lot more sort of impacts and stuff like that, and it's turning more into a smarter game. It's not let's just smash them and keep going. There's a lot more sort of manipulative sort of defense and stuff about it.
Definitely. I mean, I truly believe, like I've said this to our guys, I've said I believe in every single player that's in our squad, when it's Wales or even club level, that they can come in and contribute for however long it may be needed. I think one of the difficulties is sometimes players get a little bit disheartened, if they. And I think that's where they've got. It comes down to personality as well as whether they can actually apply through that and actually sort of say, right, well, I know that I'm off at the moment, but when I come in, I'm going to give that 100% of every effort I can for however long it needs to be.
A great example of that were the Euros. So in the Euros, it's I think it's the first tournament that James Simpson was playing, and on like all the pool games and running up to the final sort of thing. It was that first French game that we played in the Euros. We were struggling to find the place, sort of thing, and James Simpson was trying to be involved in every play, making every run, making every tackle when he was on. And in the second half of that game, he realised I need to go and take the setups. So he sat back a little bit in that sense of not being involved in every play and running the support runs, but he realised that his most effective way of playing was going in, getting us to the position to set up something, and then the other players to do that. So it's sort of in the mentality of things, players need to be able to look at it as a team thing of, I don't need to be scoring tries for the team to be successful. I've got to play my part, and that's the team part, which is, I need to do that. I need to draw a man here, or I need to get us to here. Or I need to be that support runner, or I need to be available to score a try. and getting people to see them not as as a personal achievement in the game, but as a team achievement.
I'll remind you of that, Jack, when you break through the line and you race off to the line. I'll be like, that going, Jack, remember what you said?
You need to pass more.
It's one of the things that you pointed out, though, is that there is a huge mental side of this game. Like even at a sort of club level, like you said, we had it. For example, we come up to the Super League this last. I think we've done two up there now.
2 seasons now.
Yeah. So we took a player up called Eddie. I don't know if any of you know Eddie. And we played against Halifax in a game, and it was the first ever game he's played where he, for the first sort of 20 minutes, he was gone. Like you could see him on the verge of tears. He's like, I don't think I'm ready for this. I'm not sure. Like, blah, blah, blah. So he was like, I tell you what, it's like, keep on it. It's like, so we simplified him. Just what you said there about Simo. Simplified it to, on defense, you just worry about this person. I said, and you'll run in, and then we'll work him into it. Because you don't really realise how overwhelming it is coming into this sort of environment, especially at international level. It's got to be huge on people. And that's where, like you said before, the team sort of spirit of like Wales and like what we try and incorporate, that's what keeps the sort of new people in. And, you know, at the same time, we know that we need them in the sport as much as well, because, you know, progression of the sport. And like you say, you want interchanges and stuff like this. But I think that's a great aspect of what we need to bring into more team-based sort of things here.
Yeah, I think the other thing is as well, with helping that, like you say, the progression, getting more people involved, is we need to start thinking more about junior development.
Yep.
Across all platforms, because I mean, don't get me wrong, I feel like I can play this game for hopefully at least another 2 World Cups.
Oh yeah.
At the point being is if that's the case, say for example, all 4 of us, if we said like now we're probably only going to play for 2 more World Cups, hypothetically, what happens after that? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But what happens after that? Because if we've got enough being developed now, like junior people coming down to maybe like the Falls events or something like that, and having like a little junior competition where you sort of strip back the rules to the very, very basics, and you just like get these young kids in a chair and try it out and just see what it's like. Bumper cars, but with tags.
Yeah, we don't have a grassroots yet in wheelchair rugby league.
And the problem being though, Jack, is if we don't now, we're going to have a point where, like I say, if us 4 decided and everybody else went right, well, we can't physically do it anymore, or we do, you know, we want to go off and do other things, the game will, at an international level, will drop.
Yeah, you'll receive.
There's going to be a lot of people. I reckon that are going to pull out after this World Cup. Yeah, well, not pull out, but they'll retire or take a backseat of internationally or in the clubs, move to coaching, things like that. The juniors are the way to set that up for the future, sort of thing. And it's more important. People
Jack lived with me for about 10 weeks last year.
Yeah.
And we had some like full-on conversations with people about there's an international program which is for like a youth, because there is obviously with us lot there's a big age range, and then there's a load of people that are just under that cusp, which unfortunately, because of, like you say, how long we can keep going for, how long you guys have already been playing the sport at an international level, and you're still going to proceed, where once you get to a certain level in club, there's nothing else for you, because there's already sort of 10 people that are in the program. There's already however many people you can take. Yeah. So you need to keep something to keep the good players at that level involved, but also below that, getting people into that club level. There's sort of two bands that are missing.
Yeah, it's like taking steps up to the international stage.
Yeah, so at the moment it's like club level. No matter what age you are, you're in this. So it's like already you've got advantages and disadvantages through just age, strength, whatever. And then you've got international, which is another step higher. So the 2 bands in between are sort of missing an aspect of such.
Seb, you're being unusually quiet.
It's because
I'm listening. It's interesting. I wanted to say something earlier on about when you were talking about kids having a junior program. I don't know if you know Wally Salvan.
Yeah,
He's made. You've seen those wheelchairs he's made for kids. He's made
Yeah, the plastic
specific
ones.
wheelchairs. Yeah, like really cheap to make.
Like you said, bumper cars with tags.
Yeah, exactly. It's just made me think about that because wheelchairs are really expensive and it's hard for, if a club wants to open up and start playing wheelchair rugby league, it's not like a running game. You need a lot of money. You need to buy like 10 wheelchairs, which cost ridiculously expensive. So if you have a junior program, these chairs cost barely nothing, and you can get those to start, have kids start playing the game, which is I think really interesting. But then, yeah, as you say, there's a huge gap between. I mean, like there's just two areas of level of you're at club level, and then suddenly you're at international level, and it's just a huge jump to make. And there's
especially now as well, because it's a lot harder to get into international teams now. Like the only way to think about it is 2 years ago there was we played a Celtic Cup as Island Barbarians, which was me, James Hazel, Lewis King, and there was a guy called Pete as well who was with us. And now Pete's trying to help set up the Ireland team and get that going. And the other three of us, off of the back of that and what we was doing at club level, that's how we made the jump into the England international team. And obviously Lewis has gone just sort of run with it and absolutely flown. And then me and James have sort of followed in that sort of. But without that opportunity of playing for the Island Barbarian team, I think it would have been another season before we were sort of even looked at into that.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're right in some ways that it's a good thing to have like the Island Barbarian team.
To a point, yeah.
But that needs to be an actual Irish setup.
Oh no, 100%.
I think Ireland really needs there's got to be Irish eligible players to play to get even if they just get the structure of 6 players. I mean, I'm sure we can grab together.
Oh no, 100%.
For me, I've been saying for ages. There's a basketball team over in North Ireland.
Yeah.
When I was playing basketball, which I don't anymore, but they actually were showing interest in it. And some of these guys are some of the fastest players I've ever seen in basketball. I'm like, these guys could compete. And it's all we got to do is get over there. And I remember from before 2013 or something, they sent someone over. I can't remember who it was, but they sent someone over to Ireland to go recruiting and start moving the sport over there. And they didn't go. They went to somewhere where there were no basketball teams. There was no like sport structure set up for wheelchairs or disability sports sort of thing. And there was nothing in the area, so they didn't find anyone.
Yeah.
But I know behind the scenes, like they're working on a lot of stuff now to try and incorporate the RFL and stuff like that. But at the time, for us, we saw it as a gateway into international. We saw it as that in between gap of no one's expecting anything from us. We can just sort of turn up and then be seen at an international level. That was the stepping stone. That was that middle sort of. And I think we got destroyed by Wales because.
That's a good point for Mandy Higgins, is saying, because Wales wasn't always the massive squad that it is, like North Wales Crusaders and everything like that. Like, what kind of things were you guys implementing to get more depth in the team? Well, because your team just seemed to like just boom at one point, and you had loads of players. Are you all breeding or something?
Yeah. It's Well, me and Mark started it all off, and
breeding? Oh, nice.
Yeah. But anyway, moving slightly on. No, is it? No, I think what it was. I remember my first time going down to the training camp was like Martin Bettis actually introduced me to it, and he actually said, why don't you come down to the Wales training camp? Come and try out, and just have a go, and if anything, just for extra training. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And I went down, and I was just like, this is amazing. I'm loving the level that we're pushing. For me, it's great because I'm stupidly highly competitive at times, but I like to have a laugh as well. And that was the other thing. We had a good laugh. Yeah, and I was just like. And I think I remember like, we were talking, and I said to a lot of people, because a lot of people going, oh, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Just say, get involved. Just get involved. Because the only way you're ever going to improve is by failure. You don't, it's like, I think Michael Jordan said it, you know what I mean? I may have shot 300 game-winning shots, but I missed thousands.
Yeah.
Trying to, get to that level. And the thing is you've got to keep trying. You've got to stick with it. Like you James and Lewis, Fred, you had that opportunity, you took it with the Irish Barbarians, and it gave you that opportunity to elevate, and that's what it needs to be. Like Dave Abels just said here, things are happening regarding Thailand, and that's good. What they need to do is just literally get 5-6 players together and just say, right, this is our unit. We're going to stick together, and then other people, once we start believing in it, other people will come along. And that's what happened with Wales, I think, personally, is they had, like Andy said, they had 8 men. I don't know, technically the 8 men terminology is right, but they had 8 players.
I think it was Steve Jones. He was the...
And then, you know what I mean? And it grew from there because there was a belief. You got to sort of go, right, well, we're in it together. We're either going to...
But that's it. It's that mentality of, especially at that level, if you're not, because you're, like you say, you went there, you're not like, look, realistically, we're not going to go there and smash people. We're not going to win it all. But if you can go there, enjoy what you're playing, if you get beat, whatever. But if you then have a good sociable experience from it and stuff like that, you're still getting stuff out of it. And like you say, other people believe, they see, hang on, these guys are having the right laugh, or they're competing pretty well with these guys, and that's how you build.
Well, exactly. It's like I remember after the World Cup, we would talk. Well, let's put it this way: Wales were very.
We went out for dinner with you guys.
Yeah, no, no. I mean, after the World Cup, we had we would definitely be outside in the student forum area and be out drinking with Spain and whatever Italy was left behind, and the other guys, Australia as well. And I remember talking to one of the Spanish players, and he said, "I play professional basketball, but I'm wanting to stop playing professional basketball to make this Spanish team work." And I said, "That's
Marcelo."
Exactly. And I said to him, "That's what you need. You need somebody to just go, right, let's run with this," because they had a fantastic team. Their speed was just nuts. And
we spoke about that kid the other day who was just insane.
Oscar, with no hands. Yeah, the Spanish team were great.
And
it's just,
considering they hadn't played before.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So for them, it was a great experience, wasn't it? Because they just came together and just went, let's see what happens, and off it went. And there was a great game we had at the end with them.
For me, I think like when someone's starting new or a team or even international clubs, it's someone needs to have a little bit of an obsession. It's like I'm not embarrassed to say I'm obsessed with the sport. It's pretty obvious. I've just made a bloody treadmill outside.
I don't think so. I don't think you've enough.
But I think I'm not trying hard enough, mate. Once someone sort of latches onto the sport and they're actually obsessed with it to a healthy degree, so to speak, not like we are. That's when I think that pulls more people into it, and more people then get on board and more have a bit of obsession in the sport as well as that. And I think, especially like at Wales, that's something that you can see across the board with your team. Everyone is so dedicated to what's happening, what the games, what your goals and things are. Everyone's so dedicated to it. That's how you guys are staying close knit. And I think a problem in the past for the likes of Ireland has been players that aren't fully dedicated to that process.
Exactly, and I think you've got to take the rough with the good. Simple as that. You know what I mean? It's going to be more rough than it's going to be good at first. Yeah. And you got to build on it. That's as simple as that.
That's exactly what we said to our lot when we first jumped into the Super League. It was one of those where it was like we're not going to do anything. We was in development. I think Hereford came first. We came second by something stupid like 3 points. And then they went to North Champions, and we were like, right, there's not much point us staying here. And that's when we decided to go, right, we'll take a certain amount, like a small number of people to go into the Super League, and made a development team to stay in that league, to keep that league going as well. And everyone gets more game time. But we're like, if we go up, it's not going to be a pretty season for us. Like, we're going to get destroyed. I think we ended up coming sort of like either third or fourth. I can't remember.
You came third your first season.
But it was one of those where it was like that for us was, we didn't expect that at all. We thought, we was ready to get absolutely smashed. It was like, let's just enjoy it. Let's go out there, see what it's like and feel it out. And
that's all you can do, because I mean, let's face it, guys. The game is not professional. You know, it's not. You're not paid for this as a living and stuff.
Yeah.
You have to enjoy it. You have to want to be a part of it, and you don't. I mean, you just have to want to be involved in some shape or form, whether that's just meeting people for your own general health, mentally and physically, and whatever else. But if you want to progress up the chain, there needs to be that junior sort of development in place now. They're getting, like I say, at the Fours competition would be an ideal day to sort of say to local schools in the areas wherever the Fours competition is, and say, come on down. There's going to be a load of wheelchairs there. Obviously, you know, tell teams, you know, look, your chair's going to be lent to a child, you know, to use and whatnot, just to get an experience of it. Because I know we've done this with the North Wales Crusaders and our wheelchair sevens team as well in Mould. We've taken our chairs to schools and just said, right, we're going to do some little basically rugby league and rugby sevens, and the kids just go nuts for it. They even paid for themselves to come down to D-side to have more training on it, you know, and then Flintshire Council said, can you run a little tournament for them? Because they loved it. That's what I'm saying is they need to have that sort of thing where they can, and even if you do that like twice a year, and each time you capture the imagination of 10 kids,
that's it.
20 new players potentially down the line.
Yeah, and even like you say, getting schools involved on them Fours tournaments. If even AB children and disabled children, their parents are coming along as well, and we know how much of a spectacular sport it is to watch this. And I don't think we've ever met anybody who's seen the sport for the first time and not gone, "This is incredible." So when you have all these kids who get to come and play and have a laugh in the chairs, you have all their parents who come as well, who go back and talk to their family, who talk to their family, who talk to their family, their friends and things like that, and spread the word of the sport. Then more people get to try it out. It's just like the butterfly effect of that.
We're being a little bit harsh because look how much since I've been in this sport, it's pretty much doubled, I think, in size.
Oh yeah, massively.
So what's that? It's got to be sort of 4 years. I think I've been playing this now.
Yeah. And we're hoping with like the World Cup that's coming up, it's just going to expand even quicker, because with the communication we're having right now with the World Cup that's coming in 2021 and the kind of venues we're going to have, and it's all going to be on TV and whatever. I think it's just going to improve massively everywhere.
I think that's going to be a big building block for it. The sport, definitely.
Oh
yeah. I think like you say, Fred, it's grown amazingly, well. I mean, there's like more happening, but there does need to be that junior thing, because
100%. Imagine how big it would have been if that was in place as well.
Exactly. Because, I mean, like now we've got you've got Army, you've got all the armed forces now, isn't it, and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're running their own league as well.
Exactly, but that's adults again, and it needs to be, because they're not going to be able to necessarily, compete for an international spot maybe in the future or something like that. But I'm not saying they can't, but I'm just saying that as farther time gets on, it gets harder. So you need to sort of think about the longevity of the sport past our time of playing it, if you like, and being involved, before we have to transcend over to signing things and all that stuff, and being in the back office, if you like.
Plan for the future.
Well, that's it.
I think I'm going to call it there, boys, just because. Talking for half an hour. But Stuart, are you happy to come and do the second half of us?
Sorry?
On Friday?
What was that?
Are you happy to come and do the same on Friday?
Oh yeah, sure. Okay, yeah, we'll do the second half.
Yeah, we'll finish the game off on Friday, and then
everybody's like that going. I thought you were analysing the game, not talking.
We've just gone like full philosophy. I think that's what Lyndon said, wasn't it? Great philosophy.
All right, we'll stay a bit more game focused. Well,
we'll stay game focused next time, guys.
Yeah, on Friday we're going to talk about how to get a blue badge and how to set up the PIP.
Oh dear. Oh, sweet. Right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks, Stuart. We'll see you on Friday, mate.
Thank you, mate.
Guys. See you later.
See ya. Bye.
Bye.